Alright guys, Anmarchi here, back with some Titanfall and a little bit of the off-the-cuff commentary that you used to see in my channel back in the day. If you were a subscriber, I did probably about 100 of these, and then I started Minecraft and everything just took off from there. But I used to do a lot of these just off-the-cuff commentary, start recording, you know, think of an idea, or I had an idea and I just rolled with it. And really, what I want to talk about is Titanfall, my general first impressions, the overall, is it the COD killer, Xbox One versus PC, and of course, I only probably have 4 or 5 hours on the game, but I think that it's amazing. I think that it's a great game. I think that as far as what I've seen, it's pretty well balanced. Now, I think that there are also a lot of things we need to keep in mind with this game. The game, to me, seems simultaneously well balanced, right? While it's a little bit arcadey, right? I feel that right now the game feels a little bit arcade-like, you know, and I mean that in kind of a bad way, you know. In a bad way, the game seems a little bit arcade-like, meaning that there are only so many choices, you know, the whole reason that I feel this way, I was going to go on to say, is that there are only 2 maps right now. There are only 5 guns, 3 different types of Titans. I can only hope that this game has a lot of options. A lot more options than it does right now. I mean, I expect it to, because this is only a beta and they need people to buy the full game. I mean, obviously they need to, you know, give some sort of incentive to buy the full game. But next up is it the COD killer, right? I mentioned this in Lefty's stream, so if any of you are watching Lefty's stream today, which is the 16th of February, then you might have heard me say this. I wasn't in the stream, I wrote it in the chat, the Twitch chat. This isn't the COD killer. COD committed suicide, and this is conveniently timed, okay? We've seen Call of Duty not innovate enough over the last few years, or at least for some reason, the community turned on it and decided to not like it as much as they did. But that in mind, playing this game, I have the same giddiness, the same happiness, the same addicted attitude that I had in Black Ops, that I had in Modern Warfare 2, just making me want to get my friends on, want to win, you know, what's the best gun, what's the best route, what's the best way to do this, to do that. Monkey said it once, you know, just like I just said it, what's the best way to do this, that, and this. And to be honest, I hope to share some of those ways with you on my channel. What you just saw me do, I think, is a great route to run out of A on this map. That in mind, I will talk about the gameplay for a second here. I'm playing on the Angel City one. This is a map I prefer over the other one, Angel City and Fractured. I like this one better. I end up going 11-2 this game, which I thought was pretty good. There's one of the 2 deaths. Gosh. I tend to stick to B on this map and kind of gravitate towards the center of the map. The gun that I'm using right now seems to be the favorite among a lot of people. This is the submachine gun, the R9, I think. But yeah, so it's not the COD killer. COD, the community kind of killed COD in a sense, but I think that a lot of the time people refer to COD killer meaning, is this going to be the big game that could revitalize the community we saw with COD and build a new one similar to the community that we saw with COD? And I think that the answer to that is yes. I think that if we look at these bigger games like Minecraft, like Call of Duty in its prime, like some of these other games, I don't know so much about League of Legends and the other ones, but if we look at these games, the reason that these games do so well is simply because the developers are working so hard. You know, if you look at a game like Minecraft, okay, the developers have been working on that since the day they started. They're not done. They released the full game, and they're constantly working day in and day out to fix bugs, update the game, make it better. If we see something like that with Titanfall, the reason Call of Duty was so popular was that it was a new game every year. There was a new game every year. That's why it was so popular. There was always something new. There was a new map pack every month. It was new constantly. Now, I think that we've sat in this seat before. We've looked at games like Battlefield. We looked at games like Homefront even back in the day. And we've said these are the COD killers. Titanfall, I'm in the same spot. This could be the COD killer, meaning that it could replace Call of Duty, replenish that community, and bring back a big community around it like we saw in the Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1 days, even Modern Warfare 3. It could do that if Respawn Entertainment does a good job. Right now is we're right in between the beta and the full release. Now, if they dedicate their hours in that time to tweak every broken part of the game, I haven't ran into that many, but I'm sure people have. Tweak every broken part of the game. I saw a few bugs here and there. If they are working to add a lot of different guns without adding too many, the weight of is this going to be the COD killer is on the shoulders of Respawn Entertainment right now, hoping that they make the best game possible. And hoping that once the game comes out, they continue to update it. We've seen good games come out. Homefront came out as a great game. Okay, Homefront came out, and a lot of people really liked Homefront. The reason that it failed is because there were flaws in the release version of the game that were not fixed after the game was released. If and when there are flaws in the release version of Titanfall, if Respawn Entertainment jumps on them and fixes them as quick as possible and is kind to their fan base, their customers, if they can do that, then we could have another huge community form around Titanfall. As far as the game itself, I really like the game. I think that the game has so many mechanics to learn. Another thing that inspires a game to get huge is if there is a lot to learn without it being overwhelming. You know, there are a lot of mechanics, a lot of routes, a lot of lanes. The maps seem to be very well designed. The 2 that we've seen, the guns seem to be balanced. The 5 that we've messed with, snipers are a bit weak, but you need to have that too. There's that whole aspects of the grunts and the robots running around, and the fact that this game doesn't just reward players that can win gunfights. You see so often in so many games, the player that kills the most other players is the winner. You know, you see that not just in Call of Duty, in a bunch of games. The player that kills the most other players is the winner. And I've been playing a lot of Hardpoint, okay, which is very objective focused. And look, I don't necessarily win a lot of my gunfights. I do go 11-2 in this game, which was pretty good. But I sit on the objective. I jump on the objective. I use my grenades to capture objectives and things like that. The game rewards you not only for having the better connection and the better aim, you know. The game rewards you for more than just that. It rewards you for playing the objective, for killing the grunts, for using your Titans wisely. That in mind, there are so many layers to this game. There are the grunts, there are the abilities, the cloaking, the grenades, the wall jumping, the Titans in and of themselves are huge, not to mention that all those abilities can be stacked with the Titan. Now, right now, in its current state, there's not enough abilities, not enough guns, not enough grenades and perks and all that. But we know that we're only playing with a beta right now. We know that the game is going to be more diverse, be a larger game in and of itself by the time that it's released. The whole aspect of the game's not over until the enemy team gets on the ship and flies out. That is amazing. Okay, that is something that I've never seen in a game at all. But again, it's all up to Respawn. If they make this game good after release, you can release a game that isn't perfect. They're gonna release a game that isn't perfect. No game comes out perfect and flawless, except maybe Plants vs. Zombies. No game comes out perfect, and Pokemon. But they can tweak it, okay? Especially when you're in the public eye this much, they can change the game after to make it perfect. That in mind, I'll wrap up with Xbox One versus PC. I've been playing Xbox One in this gameplay. I just finished up about playing for 2 or 3 hours of Xbox One. And the only PC I've done is when I played PC, streamed it with the Kick-Ass crew. And I've been an Xbox player longer. I'm more familiar with the controller than a mouse and keyboard. I feel that the online works a little better. I don't like having to go through Origin. These are kind of my Xbox One pros. I mean, the biggest con to Xbox One, right? The biggest pro to PC is the accessibility. At least for me, this is. I mean, the graphics are a little bit nicer on PC, I feel. But the biggest pro to PC is the accessibility. The fact that it's just a double click of my mouse away. I'm always on my computer and I could just double click and get right into a game of Titanfall. But you got to go through Origin. You got to go. You got to lobby up with your friends. It does seem simpler on Xbox. Personally, I'm going to play it where my friends play it. It seems that a lot of them are playing on PC. I know that some of them don't have Xbox Ones. I have been talking to my friends that do have Xbox Ones. I hope that they get this on Xbox Ones, that I can play it on there too. I plan to buy the game for both Xbox One and PC so that I could play on both with anyone that wants to play with me. As far as future content, I really want to tell you guys all of the tips and tricks that I've been learning in this game. I've been learning so much just by playing it myself, and I'm sure that you can teach me a bunch about this game, just like I could teach you. So thank you all for watching so very much. If you enjoy Titanfall, leave a like below. If you're new, hit subscribe. Tell me what you think of Titanfall. I'll see you guys later.